Let me start with the past 12 months, but probably the past 3 years. You talk about grabbing your opportunity. You've grabbed every opportunity. I think certainly when I played, there was a reputation that, if New South Wales cricket's strong, Australian cricket's strong.
Selfishly, I can't wait to watch Markwood and Jofra if
Yeah,
they
I
go
agree.
that way.
Yeah, I
if they
agree.
go that way,
I hope they
for
do.
the first test, because it's going to be spicy.
Speed through the air. I
and
reckon
it's going to be
is-
cool.
yeah.
As a cricket lover, you want the best players playing, especially in an Ashes. I kind of grew up going, I want a baggy green. Yes, I think younger generations now are going, well, there's so many T20. Do I go and make my money? I still see Test cricket as the pinnacle for me.
G'day guys, welcome back to Beyond 23. Well, the Ashes is a couple of days away and so is our first live show. Capraval Diggers, Thursday night. Get your tickets. There's not many left. Can't wait to see you all there. Today is extra special. We have my good friend and an absolute superstar, Henry Thornton. Buddy, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me on.
Welcome to Beyond 23.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, it's awesome to be here. I haven't seen you for a while, so it's good to catch up.
Mate, let me start with the past 12 months, but probably the past 3 years. Your career, you talk about grabbing your opportunity. You've gone down to Adelaide. You're playing your Shield stuff down there. You're playing with the Adelaide Strikers. And you've grabbed every opportunity. Got the opportunity to play for Australia A as well.
Yep.
What has been that transition for you to be sitting where you sit today?
Yeah, it's been, I think, just a lot of hard work, to be honest, and some pretty honest conversations with Ryan Harris, our coach, just kind of where I'm at and what I need to improve on. And I think without that honesty, and also it's probably that honesty, but also the opportunity. 12 months ago, I hadn't played red ball cricket, right? And I really wanted to play red ball cricket, but I had to work on a few things that can get me to that level. I went away and worked on them and got that opportunity last year and grabbed it. So, yeah, really lucky to have a guy like Rhino. I think he was such a good bowler and he's such a good bloke, as you would know firsthand.
He's a genius. There might be another side to that, though, because he was such... I think he's one of the best I ever played with. And I think I've said a number of times, Warnie's the best I ever played with. But Rhino would be my first pick player. And it was because of his attitude as well. Now he's a coach. How does that go when you go, I'm fatigued, I'm injured, I'm tired? Rhino as a player would just run through a brick wall. How does he manage that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, look, we've got a really good, resilient group, right? Yeah. And I think you got to be a bit mad to be a fast bowler.
No doubt.
But I think Rhino, as you mentioned, he would run through a brick wall. And I think he does that now in the coaching ranks. And he cares so much about his players. Yes, it's hard to when, day 4 at a Shield game and you're tired and sore, and he goes, you'll be right, mate.
Yeah, can't
just keep
complain
going.
Yeah.
And I think the respect that the players have for him, obviously growing up, watching him, what he put his body through in the Test arena, I think there's so much respect there for him. So I think our bowling group especially, we always find a way to get up and more often than not, we find a way to get it done.
What about that move, because I know you're super close to your family, that move from Sydney to Adelaide, how big a decision was that for you? And when you look back now, are you, proud that you take that risk?
Yeah, you take a risk, but also you got to go somewhere where you're going to get an opportunity, right? So, look, it's been a long journey to get to probably this point for me personally. I went via Melbourne too. So I went down to Melbourne. So Sydney to Melbourne, had a few years down in Melbourne around that kind of COVID period, which was very tricky.
Yeah, tough for everyone,
it was tough, and then got an opportunity with the Strikers as just a replacement player. Like I was only playing club cricket, got an opportunity for the Strikers as a replacement and then made the full-time move probably after that year. And I love Adelaide now. Like Adelaide's home for us and my partner. And we honestly, mate, we're so lucky because we've got guys like myself come from different walks of life, right? So different states who weren't getting an opportunity and we found a home in Adelaide. And I think if you look at our list, everyone who's come to Saka, they've embraced it. We've got such a tight playing group. We all love each other. We all love playing with each other.
Awesome.
But also we've all gotten better. If you look at our list, the guys who have come across, they've all gotten better. And that's just because of opportunity, right? So they weren't getting a go. Whatever state they were at, they weren't getting a go.
Yeah.
And now they're with us. And obviously we did the double last year.
Yeah,
and
it's interesting,
it's
isn't
crazy,
it, that players are, I think certainly when I played, there was a reputation that, if New South Wales cricket's strong, Australian cricket's strong, yet New South Wales have been struggling for way too long, in my opinion, certainly in Sheffield Shield cricket, but for the players we have. So many players leave Sydney or New South Wales to go and play somewhere else. And as you say, where you sit now, you guys are on fire at the moment.
Yeah, we're going good. I think, look, we probably still need to work on a few things, I think. But we won the double last year, and that itself, I think, gave us that belief that, hey, we can compete and we can beat anyone on the day, right? But again, it's guys getting that opportunity. Like half our guys have come from Queensland or New South Wales, and like Brendan Doggett's a great example, right? He's probably potentially going to play the first test in a week.
I reckon he'll play for sure.
And he's a guy come from Queensland, got an opportunity, and Nathan McSweeney, Nathan McAndrew, Jason Sanger. Like there's a lot of guys there in our team looking for an opportunity, and they've got the talent. It's just that opportunity, and we've all grabbed it because we know how hard it is to get to kind of first class cricket level. And we've all grabbed it and we've run with it.
Well, on Brendan Doggett, Cummins injured, Hazelwood now injured, Abbott injured. So in the squad, you've obviously got Stark and Boland. Brendan Doggett comes in unbelievable form, and Michael Nessa, who I think deserves to be, he reminds me so much of Andy Bickle. When he's so close all the time, but things just don't allow him. A little bit like Scott Boland as well. Scott Boland's our fourth quick when everyone's fully fit. Those two, Doggett and Nessa, in the squad now. You're an injury away, and I said this on I think it was on the last show I did. I think depending on conditions, I think the way you bowl, that speed through the air you have, could be an X factor that Australia might need through this series. How does that feel for you, knowing you might be that close to playing for your country in an Ashes series?
Yeah, it's very flattering, obviously, but I also think I'm a realist. There's a few guys ahead of me, and you mentioned Ness and Doggy. I think they're going really, really well at the moment. Oh, I can say firsthand, Doggy's flying. I stood at mid-on this week and watched him bowl down in Tasmania. Yeah. The thing for me is every boy, when they start, dreams of playing for Australia. Yep. But you've also got guys ahead of you, and I think at the moment I'm really focused on playing red ball cricket for South Australia because I didn't get that opportunity for a long period of time. Now I'm here. I'm relishing it, and the conversations I've had with Rhino is, mate, just keep doing your job. Yeah. Keep doing your job for the team. I love our team. I love playing with them. Yes, you'd be naive to, see that there is potentially a chance, but you've also got to be a realist. I still feel I've got a lot of room to improve in the red ball game, and I want to keep doing that because I look at red ball as a bonus. I'm so lucky to play for South Australia, and so I'm so focused on that and winning more trophies for us. And I think, we've always spoke about if you're winning trophies, you're going to get picked, right? So, and that's the way we look at it as our team, and it's great for Doggy because he deserves his shot, right? And so does Ness. Ness is a guru, mate. He's a guru.
He's been very consistent, hasn't he, over a long period of time. How important is it? Because again, I think Paddy Cummins not playing, yes, his bowling's missed. He's a brilliant bowler, but our replacement in Scott Boland, his record in Australia is phenomenal. So I think I thought that could cover itself. And then also having Steve Smith captain, he's got lots of experience. Tactically, I think Smitty's a very good captain. You lose Cummins and Hazelwood. From a bowler's perspective, how important are the bowlers around you, your partners in crime, for your own individual success and the team's success?
Oh, I think for the Australian team, those two guys, Hazelwood and Cummins, are massive. They're superstars, mate. Yeah. And it's hard to replace them. Yeah. Look, Scotty's a gun and Starkey's a gun. Yeah. So I think we'll be okay. I really think, I'd love Cam Green to bowl some sets because, he bowls 140 Ks and he can change the game, right?
Yeah, so he's a wicket-taking bowler as well.
And that's what you need, I think, especially if the wickets do get flat, which they're probably going to during the summer. But I think it's so important that while those guys are out, it's a great opportunity for guys to come in and grab it. But you've got to work. You've got to work together. It's the oldest cliche. A bowling in partnerships. You've got to take 20 wickets. Yeah. And I think we've got the attack to do it. It's going to be a great series, mate.
I agree.
England's going to come
well,
so hard.
I think this brings it. I think no Hazelwood, no Cummins, particularly for the first test, because I think I think in big series, the first test is the most important test.
Massively.
I think you set your tone.
Yep.
And the other thing as well, just like to have, it's not just Cummins and Hazelwood. Sean Abbott, he was in the squad. He's out as well. Like 3 major injuries before a ball's bowled. This is the concern. Like there's been the talk around England's preparation. Should they be playing more cricket? But now we got to work out. Well, have we pushed too far? How many bowlers do we go through in a 5-test series? Which in Australian conditions, if that sun's out and the wickets are flat, it can be an absolute grind.
Yeah, but I also look at the England team. Like they're all talking about, haven't they played enough cricket? Right?
Yeah,
they're all superstars.
Yeah.
So I think selfishly, like I can't wait to watch Mark Wood and Jofra if they go that way.
Yeah,
like if they go that way,
I hope
like
they
for
do.
the first test, because it's going to be spicy.
Speed through the air.
Yeah, and it's going to be cool. Like as a cricket lover, you want the best players playing, especially in an Ashes series, right?
Yeah.
So I think England are going to go for. We're going to try and win the first test. Now
I think England will play 4. I don't think they'll play a spinner.
I think
they'll go 4 quicks and use Joe.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what they do. But I think the England's they're pretty settled. Like it's a bit weird. Like we're in a weird space where we've got a few injuries. We've got guys, here and there, like in terms of from a form point of view. And England kind of seemed that. Like I watched that India series. That was a great series over there. So and I think the way McCullum, his messaging to them will just be take the game on, right? And it's going to be hard. Like you can't, like Starkey's bowling 145 Ks. It's going to be hard to take him on, but they've got the guys to do it. Like Harry Brook, Joe Root will bat normally. It's going to be a great series.
Be interesting to see how they go against, the Bazball theory. I think at the right time in the right place is. I love that brand of cricket. It's a brand that Australia's played for so long, but. I think them trying to put pressure on, let's say if it's Scott Boland or let's say if it is Doggett who plays, maybe walking into his line, going down the wicket. Batting in Australia is very different to batting in England. So these boys that can get the ball to seam, it's not as easy as you think just to be able to run down the wicket and smack them.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. The only other thing I thought of when Josh was ruled out, I hope the Aussie selectors don't try and make up our bowling in regards to go an extra all-rounder because they're worried about losing someone like Hazelwood. I still think our fast bowlers around the country, you included, pick them and back them. Yep. I don't think you need to protect them. No. You give us 3 good quicks. You've got Cam Green. Cam Green is the all-rounder. He has to be able to bowl. Now, if he's not fit to bowl, then Bo Webster plays. I think that should be a black and white decision. 3 fast bowlers, an all-rounder, and Lino who can bowl any time of the game, as many overs as you want.
Best we've ever.
I reckon that's a good attack. Exactly right. So, and I think I'm interested from your perspective. If you get selected, even your time for Australia A, you want to be able to do your job. You don't want to be protected. No. You don't want to be bowling. We're going to go an extra all-rounder. That could be 5-6 overs in a day that's taken from you.
Yeah, I think I'm always under you pick your best team for the conditions, right?
Yeah.
And whatever that is. And I think all our quicks, whoever plays, they're not going to be like, I can only bowl 20.
Manage me.
No,
cut me loose.
They're going to go, I want to win, right?
And you want to bowl.
Wants to win. Yeah, bloody oath you want to bowl.
Give me the ball.
Give me the ball, I want to go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing in an Ashes series, let's go. Yeah. Like, I want to take wickets, I want the challenge, I want the pressure, like, run towards it. Like, and I think that's what the selectors, I personally feel, they need to pick guys who, and they've got them in there, right? Like,
definitely.
The guys are in there, like Barrel can bowl all day, Starkey, Doggy, whoever comes in will do a job.
Yeah. Well, mate, speaking of, those different formats, I just got back from Hong Kong, of all places, which I absolutely love. I was there for the Hong Kong Sixers. And, mate, I'll tell you what cracked me up. I was trying to keep up with all the Shield games while I was over there. Every time I logged in to watch something, it hit me with the same message. This content isn't available in your region. I nearly threw the laptop out the window. Then I remembered NordVPN. I switched my virtual location straight back to Australia, and suddenly it thought I was sitting on the couch at home. So I had full access to the cricket, and not just the cricket, anything I wanted to watch on streaming services. The best part, I'm always on the move, airports, hotel, and Wi-Fi is terrible. NordVPN keeps everything locked down and no one's snooping. No data leaks, no risk. It's basically your online bodyguard, which I need because I'm so bad online. You can even use it to find cheaper flights and deals by switching your location. I'll be testing that before I book my next flight, that's for sure. One account works up to 10 different devices, So you can cover your phone, laptop, tablet, whatever you have. If you want to give it a crack, go to nordvpn.com/beyond23. That'll get you the best discount code plus 4 extra months free on a 2-year plan. Then there's no risk with 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, that's nordvpn.com/beyond23. Link is in the podcast episode description box. Tell me about this balance for you as a fast bowler, because again, I think on my podcast, I've had a lot of batters.
Yep.
I'm interested to know the balance, how you get the balance physically and mentally to be able to play all 3 formats. I think you in short form have been unbelievable. I'm surprised you're not involved in the IPL. I think that's around the corner for you, especially over in those conditions. I think your speed that you can bowl, your death bowling, those quick Yorkers, the utilisation of a fast bouncer, I think there's an opportunity around the corner for you there. How do you balance all 3 formats?
It's interesting because I reckon because I've only really, say, the last 12 to 18 months have been more involved in the red ball. I've usually just done the white ball stuff. Yep. So I think I'm still figuring it all out. Yeah, to be honest, I think because it's kind of new to me, physically I put in really good pre-seasons the last couple of years, just building and that mentality around, right, how many Shield games do you want to play this year? 10 rounds of BBL. And I think that mental focus of this is kind of what you signed up for, go after it kind of thing. So I think mentally you are in the season, we're in November now, so we're halfway through a year leading into Big Bash. I think it's just right, what do I need to mentally still be fresh, physically fresh? And then it's do I bowl a little bit less at training and then focus on the Shield stuff, knowing that I'm going to get through 30 to 35 sets for the game.
Can you manage training? We used to have, when I played, I remember having a number of conversations with, whether it was physio, doctor, strength and conditioning, because I would prefer a player to miss training or do less at training, but to be able to play rather than be rested for a game. Can you get that? And how much say do you have in that rotation policy? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's rotation policy. I think it's just, and we're really lucky with Rhino, right? Yep. So he understands from a bowling point of view, how you going, mate? Yeah. What are you feeling? I'm tired, or no, mate, I'm sweet. But I think the biggest focus that we at South Australia is we really changed the way we train. He wanted us, we train almost pretty much every session.
You're going hard in the
We're going so hard because he's if we train like that, you go out and play and it'll be easy as. So, and I think that's the switch. He manages his quicks well, right? He's not silly. And I think he's under the same kind of view as you. He's I prefer you to be fine for the Shield game compared to bowling 6 overs or 8 overs at training. So he's really good there. But I think also as a player, you want to know that you've got enough reps in, right? It's my body might be tired, but you've got to find a way to do it. And I think the biggest thing for us is if I'm tired, I'm still coming to training knowing, okay, I've got my process to be ready to play, right? Sometimes you don't need to bowl, but there's other times where you're I need 6 to 8 sets. It's a fine balance, but I think we've got a really good balance at South Australia just because Rhino understands.
Yeah, because he's been there and done it.
He's been there and done it, mate.
On that one then, how does someone like Paddy Cummins come back? Because again, a lot of people, the visual you see now, he's bowling in the nets. But how far away are you when you are coming back from an injury and your workload's building up? How big a gap is it between that and then walking out and playing a game where you're under the pump?
Yeah, well, look, I've never played Test cricket, so I don't understand what that feels like. But I think looking at what Paddy's got, he's obviously got a pretty good understanding of his body and what he needs to be ready for a Test match. Yeah. And I don't think he's going to play all 5, but I think it'd be awesome to see him out there for 2 or 3. Yeah. If we can get 2 or 3 out
I think he comes back. I think results play a part. Yeah. But I think ideal world he's back for Test 3.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's a realistic goal, right? Yeah. And as a fan of cricket, I want Pat Cummins playing because he's a gun. Yeah. He's a rock star, and it's obviously they're a bit of a weird one.
But it's weird that he's got it. Because Paddy had I think he missed 6 years.
Yeah, he did when he was
international
young.
cricket.
Yeah,
so he went through, his body went through that.
Yeah.
It's weird that it's reoccurred or it's happened. I don't know if it's the same fracture. It's weird that it's happened so late in his career.
Yeah, but I think he was quoted. He was like, mate, I played a lot of cricket. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
which
look at it as
has-
a negative. It's like, well, I've actually played 4 years on
Yeah,
the bounce, right?
yeah.
So I've actually squeezed the lemon really well.
Yeah, and he hasn't missed. He's
No,
played
he hasn't
really
missed.
all three
Hasn't
formats.
missed
IPL,
and
yeah.
MLC, and
Yeah.
so he's played a fair bit. But yeah, I would love to see him back out there. I don't know how many he's going to get through, but by the look from the outside looking in, it looks like he's building his loads up to ready to go. And mate, he is a champion. Like he's done. He'll be fine. I don't think he needs a game to get ready.
Yeah, okay.
Like I think
he can get it up. He can get his loads up in the
I think
nets.
he just
and he's
gets
ready
his
to roll.
load up in the nets, and as long as he feels like confident that he can bowl the length he wants to bowl,
Yeah.
straight in.
Where's for a young player now? Where does 2020 cricket sit for you? Because again, I think the public perception is in this country particularly, Test cricket's still the pinnacle.
Yep.
How do you manage that? Where does it sit for you, T20 cricket, as in the other domestic tournaments around the world? Do you want to play in those?
Yeah, I'd love to, and
Yep.
like I think you'd be naive to say no.
Yep.
I'd love to play T20 cricket around the world, and it'd be great to get an opportunity to do that. And I think my T20 stats for the strikers are
Brilliant.
really, really
Yep.
good. Personally, I kind of grew up going, I want a baggy green.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And I think, yes, I think younger generations now are going, well, there's so many T20. Do I go and make my money? Do I play in front of the crowds? Whereas, like, I still see Test cricket as the pinnacle for me personally.
Yeah, awesome.
And that's what I want to do.
Would you say your teammates feel that at South Australia as well?
Oh yeah, definitely.
awesome.
I think look, every individual is going to be different.
Yeah.
But I think majority of us would playing for Australia is the pinnacle, right?
Yeah.
Like getting that baggy green is the pinnacle. And yes, there are T20 comps around the world, but you only kind of get one shot. If you're good enough to get there, you only kind of get one shot at it,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and so much hard work.
especially where you sit with, when you've got the likes of Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins,
Yeah.
so much experience, so much success, generally you're going to get a look in by what's happened here, an injury.
But I also think we're very lucky we have Hetty and Kez and they come back and play for us.
Yeah.
And the way they talk about Test cricket, it's infectious,
Yeah,
right? Like
great.
they talk about it, they're like, we love Test cricket. Like,
That's awesome.
And
Okay.
for them, it's like Hetty doesn't have to play Test cricket, but he's like, that is for me the pinnacle. Like he could easily go and make millions, and he
Keep
already
playing
does.
2020, yeah.
He already does, but he could go and play T20s. But he's like, Test cricket's the pinnacle, and I think listening to that,
Yeah.
it drives you to that's what I want, right? Like, and there's only been so many people get a baggy green, considering how many people played domestic cricket, and I think that's for my personal view, and probably my generation. Younger might be different, right? Like a 20-year-old who smacks them is probably like, well, there is T20 cricket, and is it worth me slugging it out playing Shield cricket for 5 years to get a shot, or do I go and make money doing T20s? It's probably all individual based, but for me, the baggy green's the pinnacle.
I think series like this, like the build-up for this Ashes series, is exactly what I think we all crave.
Yeah.
And I think it will, but I hope it lives up to, the
Expectations, I
the
guess.
talk.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think this series has the potential to be one of the biggest Ashes series. I think the rivalry's there. Both countries are backing their own. They think that they're good enough to win the series. And I just feel there's enough banter between players that will give us that entertainment that we all crave. So, mate, I can't wait for it to start. On that one, we have Kraken clutch moment. Now, what I do know about you is you love pressure moments, but I want to take you through this Kraken clutch moment where, again, like I say, you talk about pressure situations where someone comes up when it really matters. Somebody grabs that opportunity with both hands. You go back to 2023, first test at Edgbaston. England had thrown everything at Australia. The crowd was roaring. The chase looked gone. 281 runs required with wickets tumbling. Talk about the Australian Test captain, Pat Cummins, walks out to bat. Now, I've always thought Paddy can bat.
He can bat.
I think his numbers are underrated in
are.
Test cricket. I think he's good enough to make a Test 100.
Yeah,
I
easily,
reckon.
easily.
So, cool as a cucumber, 72 runs required. Him and Nathan Lyon, who, again, Lino's batting's improved out of sight. Unbeaten stand. Cummins smashes a couple of sixes, finishing 44 not out to win the match and set the tone for the series. Do you remember that moment, and do you remember where you were sitting there watching that?
I remember, I know, I can remember it. I think he hit it down to third man to get it done.
Yeah.
And I just remember him and Lino were running around going crazy because it was such a, like, we were gone.
Yeah.
Like, we were absolutely gone, dead and buried. And I think it did set the tone for that series. He's got ice in his veins, the skipper. Like, that's in a big series over there.
Yeah.
You know, the Barmy Army would have been up and about. Like, they would have been rolling. For him to just kind of slow it down and get us across the line, it was elite.
Do you remember, and I know you've had some, particularly in India recently, a clutch moment that stands out for you?
That's a good question. Oh, I reckon it's probably bowling if you execute the surge really well. Like I think in BBL cricket, like it's probably not a clutch moment, but it's that pressure of, okay, I've got to execute here. I also think maybe there's been times like when you've taken wickets and grabbed the game and run with it. Like I think, like we were talking about, you know, the T20 stuff. Like I've had moments in T20 games where I've just gone bang, bang and taken 2 quick wickets and grabbed the momentum. And I think that's a clutch moment. I think one of the most clutch ones I've seen when Matt Short hit that 100 in Adelaide against the Hurricanes. I played that game. I think he got 100 off the last ball and we won the game. And then we chased like 230. It was awesome. I went 12 and over and then watched Matt Short smack everyone everywhere. So
do you feel I found it harder to watch big pressure moments
I'm a terrible watcher.
than actually being out there doing it. Like I think of for you guys, bowling that death over, like sometimes it doesn't necessarily need to be the 20th over. It could be the 18th, but it's like, you know, you cannot afford to miss. You can't
it's hard.
How do you deal with that pressure?
Yeah.
And controlling the emotional side or the mental side that comes with, you know, you can do all the training you want, but in that moment, things just feel different.
They do feel different, but I think you've got to come back to your process, right? Like I think, and I've been really lucky, like playing at the Strikers, right? I've had Chris Lynn be there for a lot of my time there. Yeah. And obviously Matt Short, who's a gun player. But I think Linny, like chatting to Linny, he always talks about taking the aggressive option, right? And if you stuff it up, you stuff it up. So I think when you look at it and go, right, what ball am I going to bowl? You pick that ball, you commit to it. And if it goes, it goes. It's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
I think the problem where players get in trouble, especially bowling, go, I'm going to bowl a bumper. And then you're running halfway down and go, oh, actually, I'm going to change it to a Yorker. And it's like, well, you're gone. Like you're losing the battle. So I think being we speak about being super clear about what you want to do. Yeah. And especially when there's 40,000 in the house and you're like, I've got to execute to win the game. I'm bowling to someone who's on fire. Yeah. I think you've got to be happy with, especially T20 cricket, where some days you're going to bowl like a guru and go for 50 off your four, right? But there's going to be other games where you don't bowl that great and you take 4 for. Yeah. And so I think you've got to even that out.
Yeah. We used to say as a batting unit, particularly if you go to places like the subcontinent, it was hard. Any plan is better than no plan. And I'd imagine for a bowler as well, like you say, if you're saying Yorker, then go with Yorker.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just games, right? Like you play games, you get in game situations throughout your career and you go, well, I've been here before. I know what that looks like. But having that belief of I am good enough to play at this level, yes, you still may execute as a bowler and it still might go for 6. Yeah. So I think you've got to have that composure of it's all good. This is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to go. If I commit to this ball, commit to it. Yeah. Whatever happens.
Result takes care of itself. Tell me about your experience in India playing for Australia A. That would have been, again, great opportunity for you. Yep. And I think you grabbed that with both hands. What was that trip like?
That was awesome. Yeah. I loved it. There's a great group. So Tim Payne's obviously the head coach at Aussie A, who coaches me at the Strikers. Yep. But it's just a great group, mate. Like we had a mix of younger players, older players, but guys who probably earned a spot because of their performances. Yeah. But for me personally, like I think you want to test yourself against the best. And we played 4-day cricket and 1-day cricket. But that 4-day cricket, like they had 5 of their top 7 play almost India A before they played the test next week. Yeah. So like you're bowling a KL Rahul, like So to
What
go
were
there-
conditions like? How did you find bowling on those surfaces?
That was bloody hot. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
We
Where did
played
you
in,
play-
we were in
where-
Lucknow.
Yeah,
So we played
okay.
Lucknow and it was hot.
Yeah.
But I think it was really cool because I now know as an Australian team, I understand and probably have a greater respect. It is so hard to win there.
Yeah.
And you don't do
Yeah.
anything wrong, right? Like
Yeah.
in terms of, it just zaps you. Like in terms of, and speaking to our boys, we played really well. And so KL got 150 or 60, but just like his mental strength to be like, I'm just going to bat.
Yeah,
I'm going to wear
wow.
you blokes down. And we were probably on top of the game. Like I think we bowled him out for like 180 in the first innings, and they were chasing heaps. But he just like the
cruise.
mental fortitude to just lock in, hang in, I think was such an amazing thing for me to watch.
Yeah.
And bowling over there, the wickets are flat. So you've almost got to find, okay, what lengths am I bowling? Am I putting enough energy on the ball? What do my fields look like? Like in terms of like, it's so different to
Yeah.
Australia. Like you're going to have, like we had a really...
You're not having two slips.
No, you're not.
At
'cause
the
it's
end,
not
at the end of the
getting there.
day,
It's not getting there. So, but also
Yeah.
my best balls, I think bowling against players like that,
Yep.
you're seeing it and going, wow, this is what the next level looks like.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And I think that's what those Aussie A series should be, right?
Yeah.
They should, how can we prepare guys if they do make the next level? It's not a massive jump because they've played the best players on the way through. So it was really cool. I really loved India. I thought it was
It's
great.
a great country.
It's
It is,
cool.
yeah.
It's different. Like if you haven't experienced
Was
it.
that your first trip there?
I went when I was really young. I went to Chennai when I was like 18, but I haven't been since this trip. So it was really cool. Just different, man. Like
it
and
is.
and we like us as boys, we kind of like we wanted to take it on, like in terms of like experience the culture. You know, we love obviously the food's great over there. Love the food over there, and then we also played some really good cricket. And I think the way the messaging that they're trying to do with Australia and Australia A is like it's the same messaging. It's not different. So for us, we just went out and played our cricket, like, and it was really cool to do that. Had some success against some really good players, and I think
Does that help your confidence as well? Then coming back
massively.
leading into Australian summer,
Yeah, massively. I think you're not going to get more extreme conditions when you're over there. It was like 48 degrees. It was flat. You're bowling against proper test players, right? You come back here, it's 25 degrees. You're like, how good is this?
Yeah.
But life's good,
True.
right? So, but it's also, I think, you look at what am I doing in Shield cricket? Is it good enough to mix it with the big boys? And what's that jump look like? So it was a great experience and exposure for me.
Buddy, unreal. Thank you for your time.
No
mate, I
worries.
wish you all the best
Thank
for the
you.
rest of this summer. And like I said, mate, you never know. You keep doing what you're doing. You could be one injury away from representing your country and getting that baggy green that you've dreamed for. So, mate, congrats on everything.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you for
Thanks
coming
so
on
much for
Beyond
having me
23.
on.
Thanks,
Awesome.
champion.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.